didn't realize it was going to come down this hard so quickly. The road seems to be blocked off as well. I'm glad I was able to deliver the harvest before it started pouring, but now there's no way I'll be able to bring the cart back before the morning comes. I hope Mom and Dad are alright. They must be worried I'm not back yet, but even so, this storm would make it impossible for them to come looking for me. I'd probably have to rest here for, hello there. I'm sorry for barging in. The storm outside made it impossible for me to continue down the road back to my home. I apologize for the intrusion, but would it be alright if I stayed here? At least to wait out the storm until it lightens up? I promise I'll be on my way right when that happens. Thank you. I really am in your debt. If I didn't find your castle, I probably would have fallen ill from being out there. Or worse, been swept off the mountain road into the forest below. I'll need to find some way to repay your kindness. Huh? Join you for dinner? As repayment? Sure, if you are in need of some dinner company, I shall oblige. Although I cannot guarantee I'm the most interesting dinner guest. I haven't exactly lived long enough to have an interesting experience to share. I'm the son of a farmer. Yes, you're right. We should be having this conversation while dining. Of course. I'll follow your lead. Your home is so grand. I haven't seen a place like this before. Everything even in this hall seems like it would cost a fortune. Do you live here alone? My name? Oh, right. Where are my mannerisms? I apologize. My name is Elias, son of Edwin and Ava. I come from a village about half a day's travel from here, or at least that's about how long I take with the family cart. May I ask for yours? Silas, son of... Of course. I shan't ask if you don't wish to speak on it. You are my caretaker this night, after all. This is the dining room? Here, if I may, let me get the door for you. How heavy is this door? Is it locked, perhaps? Oh, it was open. That was rather unbecoming of me. Let's forget that happened. You are going to eat all of this by yourself? This seems more like a feast for 3 families than just one person. Your cooks must have taken all day long to prepare such a... You made this yourself? Yes. We should start before it gets cold. How is it? It's delicious. I don't think I've ever eaten such things like this before. Usually, all we eat at home is goods made from our cows and what we harvest from the fields. Curds, whey, cheese, milk. And of course, for most of the year, we have potage. It helps especially during the cold winter months when we don't have a lot of wood to keep the fire going. Are you sure you don't want some for yourself? You took the time to prepare so many things, and even make me a plate. But I haven't seen you take any for yourself. It would be a shame to let such delicious food go to waste. You agree? Sorry, the direction your eyes were looking didn't match, so... You want to know more about me? There isn't much to tell. Like I said before, I'm just a young farmer. All of my life up to this point has been learning to tend to the crops and the animals. I only just started taking our goods to the market on the other side of this mountain. I had been there before with my father when I was much younger. So traveling on my own for the first time was a bit frightening. I wasn't sure if something would happen to me while I'm on the road. There hasn't been any rumors of thieves or the like, but when the night falls, I start to get rather scared. Why would I be so? Well, when I was young, my mother would read me stories as a way to help me sleep. There would be ones of adventures in faraway lands, places that I can't even think of being real. Tales of magic and of monsters. Lycans, goblins, orcs, ogres. I'm sure you've probably heard of the tales before. Well, I did eventually come to no longer fear most of those creatures. There was one that always terrified me as a child, and it carries to this day. It was so bad that my mother even stopped telling me stories which mentioned such a beast. You'd like to hear one of those stories? I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I see. If you believe it's part of my repayment. Once upon a time, in a land not far away from here, there lived a noble and his two sons, whose castle lay close to a forest. The noble warned his sons to not stray into the woods at night, as there was a vampire that called the woods its home. A feral creature whose form was somewhere between man and beast, with eyes as red as the blood it feasts upon. If they were to be caught, they would be drunken dry until not a drop of blood remained inside their bodies. The eldest son, the more brave and foolish of the two, didn't heed his father's warnings and snuck into the woods one night. He was skilled with a sword, and because of it, his pride made him think no creature could challenge him. The vampire found him, effortlessly fending off his attacks until the poor boy was on the ground, paralyzed in fear and exhaustion. But it didn't drink his blood. While the boy was laying there, the vampire gave the boy some of its blood and let him go. Are you sure you would like me to continue? Yes, very well, if you find this story so enthralling. The next morning continued, and no one noticed the eldest son had been out at night. But something was different. The oldest, he found that no amount of food could satisfy him. His father even ordered his cooks to prepare the finest pieces of meat. Nothing came close. The older son had come to crave the vampire's blood. It alone could satiate him. He had become the vampire's thrall and snuck out the next night. But this time, the younger brother saw him and followed him into the forest. He tried to stop his older brother, begging and pleading him to return home, but he wouldn't listen. His mind was already entranced with the thought of tasting the blood he craved so once again. Fearing for his brother's safety, the younger son followed him, but that choice sealed their fate. The vampire did return. It had known about the noble's two sons, seen them from the edges of the forest, watched them as they wandered the castle grounds. It had wished to make a meal of them both. The morning after, the sons didn't return. Neither the day after that. Their father sent out his knights to try and find them, And in fact they did. Right in the heart of the forest. Their bodies dried, closer to us than humans, with marks on their necks. The only clear items of their possession were their clothes. There never was a happy ending to that story, although it did carry on. The noble died without an heir, and without a well-off family to sustain the castle, it fell to ruin. All because the eldest didn't heed their father's warnings. I think my mother read it to me as a lesson, to tell me to heed their words of caution when they give them. That's why the brothers died in that story. But ever since then, I grew to fear the night, and even more so forests like the one beneath this mountain. I see you have been entertained by my old fairy tale. I'm glad you took such pleasure from my fears. Oh, you found the story funny? Because of the falsities? Is there something wrong with how I told it? It's the one my mother read to me so many times. I thought it was correct. You mean of the vampire itself? What do you mean? I thought that they were imaginary. Creatures made to scare children into being well behaved. They're all real? Every single creature? You wish to tell me about their real traits. Do they not drink blood? They do. But they don't live in forests because it's too open to the sun. They much prefer dark spaces, with no source of light. While they might look like humans, you cannot hear their footsteps. And they are much stronger. They can easily be identified by their long fangs. Your smile is... I'm sorry to have intruded on you. Thank you for the meal. I really must be going. I think the storm might be lifting soon. Please have a good rest of your evening. No. Please, open. Please. I need to get out of here. If I head down the road, maybe I can make it over the rocks. Why? When did the front door lock? Come on, open. There has to be another way. Maybe through a window? No. All the ones in this room are too high for me to reach. And the glass is so thick, there's no way I could break it. How did I not notice this before? Maybe I can check one of the rooms on this floor. Come on, Elias, think. There has to be some way you can make it out of here alive. Bedroom? Is this where they sleep? No, it can't be. This place seems too small and cramped. Were there others here before the vampire? Or maybe this was where one of its other victims... Come on, this is not the time. I've got to find a way out. There's no other doors in here. This feeling... I think they're close. Like they're watching me right now. I need something. Something to defend myself. There has to be something in this room I can use. A dagger? have to. Get off me. This is not the way I will die. I'd rather fall with my hand tightly gripping this dagger as I stick you over and over. So if that was all you've got, you're going to have to do better than that. Wait. Your hand. I swore I cut you moments ago. This dagger won't affect you. No. Father, give me the strength to fight. No, I cannot die like this. Huh? You're not going to kill me? You find me to be rather amusing? Then what are you going to do if not? You wish to try something as a prize? Why are you cutting your hand? For the blood? No. Like the story? You're going to make me a thrall? No. You wish to make me a half-breed? What does that mean? I've never heard that word before. What have you done? My body feels like it's changing. I won't let you get away with this. Doing this to me. I'll kill you. No matter how long it takes. I don't care. I will find you. And I will take your life. In that moment, you'll remember this night. And you'll regret making me into something as vile as this. I swear. Curious. I wonder why that night was what filled my thoughts just now. It's been quite some time since that little experiment. I wonder if that boy is still alive. After all, the blood of a nigh immortal being now courses through his veins. My dear Elias. After what has happened, do you still fear the night? Only time will tell.